Like, alrighty, folks, welcome back. Today, this won't be a super entertaining stream, but it's critical to the Everest on the weekend, as doing repeats on the radio tower. And so, from talking with a number of people, the radio tower is unique on Zwift in terms of its demands on computer, seen as there's so many U-turns on it. Well, there's a number of things going against it, but the big one is doing U-turn after U-turn. Essentially, it's very... Zwift is basically having to reload the entire world every time you do the U-turn, it seems like. So it's essentially, as you are climbing this way, the world that you're leaving behind almost disappears. And so when you turn back around, you can see it. Not all the trees are loaded. The bush that you make the turn at, it's not loaded yet. And so you turn around and it basically is oh, okay, hold on, give me a minute. And it's needing to load everything up again. And so that, combined with the road surface, is unique, as it is very bumpy. And so what you're seeing on the screen today, I have done at this point here everything I can possibly do to reduce the load on the computer. I have the task manager open, or the Apple version, it's the activity monitor. Yeah, garbage. Absolutely garbage. Talking to a friend of mine, big into computers, was just saying, Zwift is 2005 video game type graphics, and yet essentially it's less efficient, and it hogs more than current titles of today, say GTA 5 or Warzone or anything like that. If you were to look at the two side by side, you'd be surely Zwift doesn't take as much power than this highly detailed, beautiful world on GTA or Warzone, for example, or Battlefield or whatever. And yet that one, the Call of Duty, for example, has been so well coded that it's so optimized that even though it's more intense, more graphics intensive and everything, it actually kind of doesn't require the same as Zwift, because Zwift is so poorly designed. So there's that going against it, but then also the bumpiness of the road. And so, as I said, yes, so everything that I can possibly do has been done. And so, unfortunately, as depressing as it sounds, if this thing stutters, if it crashes, I'm kind of out of luck. Because, I'll give you the list. Right now on the computer there are two applications. As I said, the activity monitor is going. And so I have two applications currently open. I'm going to stop when I get to the banner and just calibrate. So I have two applications open total. Obviously there are some other, processes that I can't do anything about, but very small. Essentially, I got Zwift open and OBS. That's it. If I go to the activity monitor right now, and I'll do this quick just as I calibrate. So Zwift right now is taking 5.8 gigabytes of RAM. OBS is using 1.2. I don't know what this is. I don't know what that is. User library replayed. We might lose stuff if I close this, but let's just see. I don't know what it is. That's the problem. Let's see what that just did. That might have been a critical process. I'm not sure. I don't think it's going to let me close it. Let's just look this up. Replayed. Oh, okay, so I can't actually do this. So, hopefully I didn't just lose the thing. Yeah, that's definitely an option. I need to use into HDMI. I think I would need a webcam though, no? So I need to use the computer still in some capacity, right? As a webcam. Or unless I just buy like another webcam. It's definitely an option. One I've thought about, but the thing is though, is that, and I agree that it's probably better, but I've had this sketchiness, like the stutteriness, happen when OBS isn't even running. And so, like, I've had it happen just on normal rides a number of times. Titans does it for me. Titans seems to, all the turns and wiggliness, it'll sketch out sometimes there. So I've had it happen before, like when I haven't been streaming. So that's my only kind of thing, that it's just like, I've had it happen on both occasions. In terms of what we've done today, it's at 576p, so extremely low resolution. The ground effects, so like I'll show you the, oh, shoot, whoopsies. This effect, wherever it is, rider highlighting, where is it? So video screenshots has been disabled, which was, and the video and just like the pictures, and then in audio video we have it on the lowest, and this screen shake effect, which happens on the radio tower because the road is really bumpy, that's disabled. And then yeah, we got two apps running. I still like, it perplexes me that it, with two apps running, it can't do this. Like, it's just like, you kidding me? Like, I was at an average for the last 2 hours of the ride on the weekend there. I was at an average of 3 FPS, which it's just like, that's mind-boggling. Like, unbelievable. And that was with the stream turned off. The stream was turned off at that point, and it was on 570p. And it was at 3 frames per second. And it went all the way down to 1 frame per second. The only thing that was different then than today is the video screenshots thing, the shakiness of the road, and the pictures and stuff like that have been disabled. But like, it's like, that was with OBS disabled, turned off, and like closed, not just like stream stopped, but like, I mean, like, it was closed fully. Okay, so I'll quickly just run down today's workout. So that's what we've done. Today we're doing 3 rounds of 6 times up the radio tower. And we're going to go well above the world record type pace, so significantly above it. And I will look into this Apple TV option in case. So thank you. part of me also just wants to buy a PC. Obviously, that's the more expensive, but it's also the best option. Um, as I feel like a $1,500 pre-built can probably destroy this thing in terms of gaming performance. Just RAM is very expensive right now. So, yeah, we're doing 6 times up the radio tower. I'll go quickly here so I don't lose my warm-up. 6 times up the radio tower, and then 9-minute recovery in between, meaning it'll be hopefully around a 45-minute, like whatever it is to be a 45-minute round trip set. And then, 1 second, let me just turn this fan. There we go. 9-minute between, as I said, 3 rounds of that, and we're going to be going well over world record pace. So these should be around 5.7 watts per kilo for about the 36 minutes. So this is a hard workout, no question. And then the other little goal of today is I'm going to be like over fueling. And so my goal is during that 36-minute section, I want to be consuming 1 bottle, which has 110 grams in it. So that's around 200 grams an hour. And so over fueling in the in-betweens, we'll be having from this bottle to keep topped up, which has its own stuff in it too. But yeah, 110 grams an hour is the goal. So as odd as it sounds, if I throw up today, then this is an excellent workout. Because, is this on? Yeah. Because then it means we've figured out where our kind of limit is, and we can play around further from there. But yeah, so here we go. As I said, 6 times up the radio tower, up and down. On the down is the recovery, and then we roll around for about 9 minutes, and then whatever it takes to have it be a 45-minute send off, and then do that 3 times through. Hope to God, I appreciate the advice, but I really hope that this also works at the same time. Money is very tight, as it is for, I think, everyone right now in the world. And so let's hope this works. Yeah. Probably have to go without music on this first one. So we're aiming around 340 on these. So we'll build it a little bit. So start like 335s and then just kind of build over the course. So it should be a pretty damn hard workout. $3.39. Yeah, it was a quick one. That arrow helped. And we had no music on that one. Now, unfortunately, this is a little high of an intensity for me to keep conversation. So as I said, this won't be a super entertaining stream. This is more just, I'm testing. Hey Siri. Hey Siri. Play my like songs. 342. Yeah, it just seems like it's not really optimized for the back OS. Like, it runs better on my phone than it does on the computer, which seems bizarre, to say the least. As I said, it doesn't have problems anywhere else. It just seems it has a real bugaboo about the radio tower. The one climb that I happen to pick. Or the best climb for the radio tower, at least. Yeah, agree. And U-turning so frequently. I'm going too damn fast. They weren't anticipating. TT bike. Three, four, one. Whew. Hot. 18.5 degree down here. Why is it so hot? Oh. This is gonna be easy. 110 is gonna be no problem. We're almost done that bottle. And so right now we're averaging about 400 grams an hour. Practically keto. Almost. It might be a little above what they do. I think it's mostly that I'm just so thirsty right now, just because it is really quite hot. It's dry though, thanks to the new purchase for a dehumidifier. Things great, but it's dry and hot, so I'm thirsty. What is this, number 4, I think? Wow, holy smokes. Yeah, that's hardcore. I'll stop complaining. 3-4-1. I'll get the lap thing on the next round, just so I can see what the total time is on the round. Should probably be like 34:30, based on current pace. 2 to go. Hey Matthias, how you doing? We're just doing a workout today, testing if it's any better with everything basically turned down. So not too much talking. Unfortunately, the pace is hot. We're going well above record pace, that's for sure. We're on like 5:10 pace-ish, which is the goal here. To hopefully make Sunday feel a little bit easier. Relative. So we're doing 3 rounds of 6. This is number 5 of round 1, number 1. And so far, average is probably 3:41. Not yet. Far from it, actually. But no problem right now. We'll see in round 3. Totally unsuccessful workout. Unproductive, as Garmin would say. 3, 4, 1. Just without the drugs. I aspire to him, except without the drugs. He was a phenomenal cyclist. Unfortunate that he chose so many shortcuts. Sound like he had a tough life too, but like tough time. But definitely, if we take the drugs out of the equation, probably the best pure climber of all time, without a doubt. I'd say probably even better than Lance for sure. Like just as a pure mountain billy goat. Mountain goat. Last one of round 1. I like to turn the screws a little bit on the lasts, but we'll see how we feel. Maybe put it up to 345, 350. Basically so that the first one of the next round doesn't feel as hard. Or maybe it would feel harder, but relative, it should feel easier. 348. Good. Got nothing left here. All right, round one. That's 110 grams in about 34 minutes or so. Yeah, about 34, even less, 33 and a half. So, to answer the question, I think it's a combination. Burping. So this one, yeah, we'll do, to make the math easy, I'll go at 115 the next round. So this one's only getting 6-minute recovery, which is a long time, but I mean, shorter than the 9 that was planned, because it's going on a 45-minute send-off. Combination. So I think, like, there's a number of factors going in. Technology is one, obviously. Having more access to testing for just everyone, not just, you know, the top cyclists or the top guys. Testing in the field. Fueling, obviously, is a huge one. Understanding the value of not just fueling on the bike, but fueling off better. There's a number of things. Training, for sure, is a big factor. I think with the training, it's like the threshold training, I think, is a big thing for sure. Like the Norwegian type method, putting in, or what was I gonna say? I'm trying to think here. Let's, if I go, yeah, I'll turn around now. I think that should be enough to get back up. Maybe. We might not get up in time here. I might have gone a little too far down. But yeah, I think the training's obviously a big one. Recovering between the training. I like the nutrition's huge. The nutrition is really a big one because it allows you to train so much harder. Right? When you're not, I was saying this to someone the other day, like, the high carb is a huge benefit during the session, but I would personally say the bigger benefit of it is the fact that you're not getting off the bike in just massive deficits. So, you know, you're doing a 5-6 hour ride, and if you're burning, let's say 800 calories an hour, let me just pause this so I can talk without screaming. If you're doing, say, a 5-hour ride and you do 800 calories, or burning 800 calories an hour, roughly, so just like a steady, good pace, so you're 4,000 calories in the hole, right? And so, in the olden days when it would be like, oh yeah, we're going like 60 grams an hour, right? It's like, that's like optimal fueling. People did even less before, but like when I started marathon running, it was 60 grams. It was like, that was like, we were told like, yeah, that's it. That's all we're doing. And like that, if you could stomach that, if you could stomach 60, oh man, you're gonna be flying. But it's like, let's just think 60 grams an hour, right? That's 240 calories an hour. So you're getting off, what, 560 per hour times 5 is 2,800, right? So you're in a deficit of 2,800 calories, right, when you get off that bike. And so, I mean, are you going to be able to do another ride that evening, for example? Good luck. You know, good luck filling in 2,800 calories. And then a lot of times you're going to have to go over that to get back. So like you're kind of super compensating. It's not just a matter of trying to get even. You're trying to get even and then fuel for the next as well, right? So you're needing to go a little bit over, in fact. Plus the hydration, right, included in that. And so that means it's way too much food. Like, just, there's only so much someone can eat, right? Especially if it's a session that's late in the day, right? If it's a session that's late in the day and, you know, you're finished the bike at 7, 8 o'clock, it's going to be late, by the way, to the 1:15, but it's, we were planning on 9 minutes between each of these, so it's fine. But yeah, if you're finishing a session 6, 7 o'clock, there is no way that you're filling in almost 3,000 calories deficit, right? Which means not only are you not recovering as well from that session, but it means that the next day's training is also kind of snookered. Like, it's just like you're not fueled enough at all. And so when you're taking 100 grams or 120 grams an hour or 150 grams, right, whatever, like think 150 grams an hour, you're getting off that bike in what, 1,000 calorie deficit off a 5-hour ride, right? That could be filled with a post-race meal, or like a post-ride meal, you know, and then fuel for the next one, like, easily. So you're just able to string together so much more training with that method, and you're not feeling like absolute garbage on every single one. You're staying pretty even all the time. And I think it's also throwing out things like, remember, like, not even too long ago, there used to be like a whole craze around like doing fasted training and low carb training. You don't see as much about fasted training anymore. People, I think, realize that maybe it has some benefit, maybe, but the cost, the return on your investment, that's what you always need to be thinking about. The return on your investment is poor, very poor. Because as soon as, say this like to people, it's like, if you bonk, it takes a lot of effort to get back up. It's not just a matter of, you know, fueling enough to get back even. You need to overdo it. Once you bonk, it's like, alrighty, if you want to train again tomorrow to any degree of quality, you better step it up here and not leave the kitchen for a while. I'd say for me, for example, I used to bonk all the time. Like, it was a very regular thing. And so I was always, pretty much always riding the line of just, you know, basically the blood sugar's just like hanging on by a thread, right? Constantly. And that's a terrible state to be in for a long period of time, for a number of reasons beyond just training performance. Having that low of energy availability. Round 2, so I'm not gonna have to go not as far down the mountain the next time, because this is a 10-minute recovery. Way too long. So we'll cut the next one a bit. Bottle number 2. Round number 2. very hard to judge that one. Because it's steep, really steep coming up. So it's hard to judge how far you're going to go down the mountain there. I'll probably go the other way next time. Be a little easier to judge. Alright. Took an extra minute. But the round was also quicker. I just realized it is a 45-minute send-off because that was 35, or I think it was 35 that the last one started. Oh. Yeah, definitely. I believe you. Yeah, it didn't freeze on my end. My end was fine. So that was probably the stream more than computer. Thankfully it's back. Essentially, yes. It is very accurate. So it's 101 points, or no, maybe 100.5, something like that. So yes, a fever. Giving yourself a fever on purpose. But yeah, 31.8 or 38.1 is not bad. For exercising, not too bad. So when it gets to 38.5 or so, that's when you start getting a little nervous. Like you have to start backing it down. Whew. 3 to go in this round. The hardest round, always. First one, easy. Fatigue's not really there yet. Third round, easy. It's almost done. Second round, one in the middle, or if you're doing like 10 of something, it's always like the third last one. It's always the hardest because you're close to the end, but you're not really close, and you know that there's still another round to go. Once we get done this round, workout's pretty much over. Actually, it's like the Seinfeld thing. Considering the first round's like free, when you work it down, like we're doing 18 reps, but when you really break it down, it's really only 3 or 4 reps, tops. So far, so good. Yes. Hopefully. Oh, it's so hot. For me, it's hot. 19.5. 52% humidity. I should have turned that humidifier on for longer. Turbo mode. I should have went turbo mode. That would have been a good idea. And the humidity is not as bad as it was last week, though. Last week it was 74% down here. Now it's 52. It's more the air temperature right now. 19.5 is a little hot for me at this intensity. Two to go, though. And then the last round. No problem. Basement. Oh. When we do the Everest, the window will be open, so it'll be a lot cooler. So I'm not really worried right now. I don't think so. On Guinness things, it's more just the Everesting website. That is our Guinness. Last one of this round. Ooh, sweating like crazy. 50. Awesome. Thanks so much for joining. Thank you. I'll see you on Sunday if I see you. Thank you for the support on the stream. Whew. Round 2 in the books. Insane to think that the VAM, or like I just went through 1,000 meters in around 33:20. So that's like climbing the Alp in a little under, or around 34 minutes for the Alp. It's just crazy. Hence why the radio tower is the fastest way for Everest. Like 34:30, and that's with that final descent. 34:30 with that final descent, which means like at an average power of 285, obviously normalized is a lot higher, but even if we just take 285, because that is the average, 285 would get you a 42-minute climb up the Alp. And here you're doing the same elevation in 34.5 minutes with that final descent as well. So it's actually 33 and a bit minutes. So you're almost 9 minutes faster per. Let's get that final ice pack. There's so much sweat in my shoes right now. My God. But last one on tap, coming in 6.5 minutes or 7.5 minutes. 6.5 minutes. Sorry. Let's climb a bit during the recovery. Why not? Why not? The only downside of all the out of the saddle stuff that I've been on these climbs, and even on the weekend there through the halfway, is it is making my pinky finger and ring finger, so ulnar nerve for anatomy folk, it's making them go numb, just because there's so much weight on that, and I tend to definitely lean over to my left side more. So anyways, hopefully on the weekend, as I said, I didn't really notice it too much on the actual radio tower through the halfway on the weekend there. It was on the Alp when I did an LT1 effort after I restarted the computer and everything. It was when I was on the Alp that I was noticing, like, ugh, I cannot feel those two fingers at all, and it's kind of uncomfortable. So this one we're gonna get almost bang on 9. Give me a good power up. It'd be fun to see if we could hold over 350 for this entire set. I think we've deserved it. We deserve it, earned it. And so, let's go for 350. And if we blow up, hey, at least we went for it. I don't think we will, but let's just go for it. This is already a good workout. Let's make it even better. As I said, normally I would like to just keep consistent, but feeling pretty good. We don't even have a ride tonight, so it's practically a recovery day. So we'll go 350 until we can't. Which I don't think we'll have to back off. I think we'll be fine. The only thing stopping might be the sweat in my shoes. Unbelievable. Oh man, 8:58. Bang on 9 minutes. 3, 4, 5. Five to go. 3, 4, 5. Way to go. Thank you. Have a good ride. You had a good one yesterday, man. I knew you could do it. You knew you could do it. I know that you knew that you could do it. Smashed it. Beautiful. We're burning up over here. That's for sure. It's damn hot. 57% now. Climbing. Oh. But only like 13 minutes of climbing left. It's nothing. Have a good one. That was a tough one. 339. 2 to go. See if we could do 340 and give me something on the last. That'd be nice. Legs definitely hurt on that third when I was at. It was a bad gear change, or the lack of a gear change, and I just thought, I'll just muscle it through that early section, and that stung quite a bit. But we got 9 minutes of climbing to go. 3, 4, 1. Great comeback, 1. That was good. Strong interval. Last one. Happy with that one. Holy moly, I'm sweating a lot. I'm drenched. Last one, come on. Hey Siri, play the Song for the Dead by Queens of the Stone Age. 350. How did I not get the KOM? Didn't it say first was 6 minutes or something? That's the only reason I went through. Now, get a disconnect trainer just so I could go back into erg mode on the descent. So I could actually do something of a cool down. That was a great set. Oh, insane amount of sweat. Just insane. Like, just stupid. I should have had that dehumidifier on, for sure. It is just like puddles in my shoes. Unbelievable. Alrighty. That's it, folks. It looks like we're okay in this setting. I was seeing a little jitteriness. I would like it to be smoother, for sure. Whoops. Forgot to lap that one. Doesn't matter. I got it on my watch anyways. I was doing that for you guys. 295 for that. It's good. Especially the in-betweens were really low power, just because I have no resistance with the gear I got on here, and 100%. It's like zero resistance. Great for the ups, but 100% trainer difficulty in my gear that I got on with 34 for the Everest is too small for the downhills. I'll just keep you guys here until we get to the graph at the end. Holy Moses. So much sweat. Little Sister by Queens of the Stone Age was a great song. And we hit our goals. So 110 grams an hour, or sorry, 200 grams an hour for each of those intervals. That's really good. Without throwing up. Excellent. 200 grams an hour. Mind-boggling. Did I already pass the thing? No, I didn't, right? We're done as soon as we get to the bottom of this guy. 3,500 meters. Holy massive. Hey Siri, play Iron Man by Ozzy Osbourne. This would be an interesting hill to do it on. The second half of this climb. It's pretty damn steep. In like 5-6 minutes. Definitely a good choice. Kind of a medium length. Perfect timing. I wanted 2 hours and 45 minutes. Gonna hit the bottom almost exactly. Alright. 5:30. Time for some lunch. Let's go. Let's see this graph. Ooh, that's pretty. Was it? I don't know about epic, but it was good. No question. It's like probably, let's see. So it'd be, let's say 4.5 minutes times 18. So you're getting an hour and 21 minutes at 5.67. That's good. I mean, I don't know about epic, but it's good for sure. Oh my god, look at that sweat coming out my shirt. Disgusting. Disgustingly good. Wow. Uncomfortable. That's what that is. I'm gonna get like trench foot. Alrighty. Thanks for joining, everyone. I'll catch you on Sunday. Hopefully today was a good test for it. That with everything turned down to 0. So basically you're getting none of the features of Zwift, but hopefully this means that it does not crash. As I said, there were a couple, like getting cold, but there were a couple things where I was like, oh, the frame rate's not great. I'll put it into that thing. I'm curious what it was, but like considering it's at 576p and 576p and like no shaky things, no nothing, and 0 applications open other than OBS and Zwift. I would have liked more, but dropped frames 107, it says. We'll put this into, see, like right now on the CPU, OBS says it's at 12.4%. No problem. But let's see, activity monitor. So we're 12.7, 12.8 gigabytes out of 16. Like, my computer's doing sweet spot training, essentially. Is what that's what's going on here. So it's tough doing sweet spot for 5.5 hours. I get it. It's pretty hard. It's doable, but it'd be pretty hard. No question. It'd be like a Grand Tour kind of type effort. But hey, I'm doing it, so I feel like my computer should kind of pull its weight as well, since I'll be doing something around that as well. Sweet spot for that duration. Anyways, catch you there on Sunday. Around same time as last time, but probably a little bit more efficient since now we got everything working in terms of my dad getting to the bottom there. As I said the last time there on Sunday, didn't realize because he has 2 different accounts and he's following me on one but not the other. So now that he's following me on both, we should be good to go and start a little bit